Good day everyone. I am Maricar R. Olores from Pola Cluster 3E12. Welcome to our subject Technology for Teaching and Learning 2. And our topic for today is all about integrating active learning approaches in language teaching learning. So these are the learning objectives of these topics. At the end of this discussion, you should be able to discuss the concept of the different learning approaches in language teaching and learning. Discuss how information in communication technologies will help develop and present language lessons using the different active learning approaches. Brainstorm on the possible products or outputs that will serve as an evidence of learning of the developed learning outcomes of the learning plan using inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning, and project-based learning, and integrate active learning activities in the development of language learning plans. Again, I am Maricar R. Olores, and today our topic is all about inquiry-based learning and research-based learning. Today, I will be discuss about the lesson outcomes of this discussion. Number one is discuss the salient features of inquiry-based learning and research-based learning and their application to the attainment of language learning competencies and language learning outcomes. Number two is analyze how technologies for teaching and learning languages can be maximized in inquiry-based learning and research-based learning. And number three is state some performance standards from the curriculum guide that can employ inquiry-based learning and research-based learning.
Hello everyone, I am Jenny Uraida of Pola Cluster 3E12, and I will be the one to present to you the brief introduction of today's discussion all about Module 2, Integrating Active Learning Approaches in Language Learning. Language learning encompasses the development of the macro skills such as reading, writing, listening, speaking, and viewing. The concern of the language teacher is how to teach these skills in a holistic manner, as these skills complement each other when used by people in communicating. Is it possible to target more than 2 or 3 of the macro skills in one learning activity? The answer is yes. However, this largely depends on the approaches used by the language teacher in facilitating the development of learning competencies in the language classroom. One way to achieve this end is the utilization of active learning approaches. Active learning approaches are characterized by learners' engagement in activities that are geared towards the generation of new knowledge or making meaning to an existing knowledge while developing other 21st century skills such as collaboration, media literacy, critical thinking in the process. 4 of the recent active learning approaches introduced to enhance the teaching learning process are inquiry-based learning or IBL, research-based learning, problem-based learning, and project-based learning or the PBL. These learning approaches are designed to give more depth and breadth in the learning of content in the K-12 curriculum. Knowing the distinctions among these active learning approaches will help the language teacher in deciding what approach to adopt. As learners become active participants in the process of generating new knowledge, technology, whether digital or non-digital, plays an important role in the utilization of these active learning approaches. With the ubiquity of technology tools that learners are exposed to, it is the teacher's role to ensure the appropriateness and relevance of such tools in the development of learning competencies.
Our topic for today is all about inquiry-based and research-based learning. So let us first discuss what is inquiry. Are you familiar with the word inquiry? When we say inquiry, in its simplest definition is a process of asking questions. This has spurred the innumerable developments that we continue to enjoy in our society today. Continues to use the study of so many fields that enable various scientists and experts to provide solutions to emerging issues affecting the society in general.
In the classroom, in particular, the process of inquiry is a basic learning activity that every teacher is expected to facilitate. The development of the ability to ask among learners is the basic in the age of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. According to the Future of Jobs reports during the World Economic Forum, the top 3 of the 10 skills needed in this age are complex problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity by grade 2016, which all start from the process of asking. Okay, for you to understand more of what is inquiry-based learning, so I have here a example of situation that shows inquiry-based learning in the classroom. For example, a scenario in high school science class. So, in a high school science class, the teacher is introducing a unit on ecology. So, instead of simply lecturing about ecosystems, the teacher wants to foster inquiry-based learning. For examples, by using exploration, the teacher begins by showing a short video about a diverse ecosystem such as rainforest. This video piques the students' interest in the topic. Another is through questioning. So the teacher encourages the students to ask questions what they just saw. They write down questions like, how do all these species coexist? And what happens when an ecosystem is disrupted? So another is through research. So students are divided into small groups and each group is assigned a different questions from the list. They are tasked with researching their questions using books, online resources, and scientific articles. Another is investigation. So students conduct experiments or observations related to their questions. For instance, one group might set up a terrarium to understand how plants and animals interact in a small ecosystem, while another group might examine the impact of pollution on aquatic life in controlled experiment. Another is discussion and analysis. After gathering data and conducting experiments, students come together for a class discussion. They share their findings, analyze the results, and begin to form conclusions. So next is presentation. So each group presents their findings to the class using visual aids, charts, and graphs to support their conclusions. So this helps them practice communication and critical thinking skills. Another is reflection. So the class reflects on what they've learned and how it ties into the broader concept of ecosystems. This discuss the real world implications such as conservation efforts or environmental issues. So in this scenario, the classroom transformed into an inquiry-based learning environment where students actively explore, question, and investigate ecological concepts, leading to deeper understanding of the subject matter.
Good day everyone, I am Gilbert Lambon.
And I am Lilibet Lambon.
We are from Pola Cluster.
Today, we will continue the discussion for Module 2, which is integrating active learning approaches in language learning.
Lesson 1, Inquiry-based learning and research-based learning.
Now,
Let's do it.
For us to be able to attain the stated lesson objectives, we will do the following exercises step by step.
Now, for step 1, we do have the KWL chart, but first, let us all familiarize ourselves with this chart.
KWL is a graphic organizer with 3 columns that is used during the beginning, middle, and ending of the lesson. The K stands for what students know. We can see what is the prior knowledge of the student about the topic. This will happen at the beginning of the lesson. W stands for what students want to learn. In this column, we will find out what the students want to learn at the middle or during the lesson. And the last column, L, stands for learned. Of course, we will find out here what did the students learned from the discussed lesson, and this will be done at the end of the lesson. So now, let us also know the purpose of this chart.
The KWL chart is useful to complete formative assessment in the classroom. It allows the teacher to find out the student's prior knowledge on a particular topic. From this knowledge, the teacher is then able to gear their lessons based upon this information.
We hope that we were all enlightened about KWL chart.
And the next presenters will dig and do more activities to help us all understand about this lesson.
Hello everyone, from Pola Cluster, I'm Sheila Maestro, and I will be discussing about the step 2, which is the starting with an essential or big question. In inquiry-based learning, the essential or big question in the driving force of the inquiry process, it is a question that sparks curiosity and interest in the students and motivates them to investigate the topic further. The essential or big question should be, first is open-minded. It should not have a simple yes or no answer, but rather invite multiple perspectives and interpretations. The second is relevant. It should relate to the student's prior knowledge, experiences, and interests, as well as the learning objectives and standards of the curriculum. The third one is challenging. It should require higher order thinking skills such as analysis, synthesis, evaluation, and creativity. And encourage students to go beyond and surface level of information. The next one is engaging. It should capture the students' attention and imagination and inspire them to ask more questions and explore deeper. Some examples of essential or big questions for a language class are: why do we need to learn how to listen? This question is open-ended because it can have different answers depending on the context, purpose, and audience of listening. It is relevant because listening is a fundamental skill for communication and learning in any language. It is challenging because it requires students to reflect on their own listening habits and strategies, as well as the barriers and benefits of effective listening. It is engaging because it invites students to share their opinions and experiences of listening in various situations. Next is, why is there a need to be engaged in public speaking? This question is open-ended because it can have different answers depending on the goals, outcomes, and challenges of public speaking. It is relevant because public speaking is a valuable skill for personal and professional development in any language. It is challenging because it requires students to analyze the elements and techniques of successful public speaking, as well as the obstacles and opportunities of speaking in front of an audience. It is engaging because it invites students to express their views and feelings about public speaking and to practice their skills in authentic context. The next one is, how do the children with special learning needs communicate? This question is open-ended because it can have different answers depending on the types, levels, and causes of special learning needs, as well as the modes, methods, and tools of communication. It is relevant because communication is a basic human right and need for all children, regardless of their abilities and disabilities. It is challenging because it requires students to research and understand the diverse and complex needs and preference of children with special learning needs, as well as the strategies and resources that can support their communication. It is engaging because it invites students to emphasize and interact with children with special learning needs and to appreciate their strengths and challenges. The next is, how do we know the language struggles and stories of the people of long ago? This question is open-minded because it can have different answers depending on the sources, evidence, and interpretation of historical language data. It is relevant because language is a reflection and a product of culture, society, and identity of the people who use it. It is challenging because it requires students to investigate and evaluate reliability and validity of historical language documents such as letters, diaries, newspapers, speeches, and etc. It is engaging because it invites students to explore and compare the language, use, and change of different people and periods in history to connect their language struggles and stories to their own. That's all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Rosana Graba of Pola Cluster 312. To continue step 3, finding out what you know. Provide an answer to the big question you identified based on your groupmates' lived experiences. Fill out the first column in the KWL chart with your responses. In this step, each member is required actively engage in this space in order to completely address the KWL chart. Writing and speaking skills can be noticed as each member participates in this exercise. This exercise can be done at any level in your language classes in the future, such as preschool, used to encourage them to draw their answer.
Step 4. Finding out what we want to know. To allow you to freely explore about what is in store in the world around you, fill in the second column of the KW chart. By answering a second column, you will be able to think of other possible information that is beyond the knowledge that you have about the big question. This activity contributes to the development of inquisitiveness of students.
Why do we need to ask questions? And who should we ask? We don't know everything. That's why it's very important to consider asking questions, especially the expert one. I'm Nelsa Villanueva, and this is the step 5, finding out the answers from experts. In this step, you will seek the answer to your essential or big questions from experts who have knowledge and experience in the topic. Experts can be your language teachers, other educators, linguists, authors, speakers, or anyone who can provide you with reliable and relevant information. You can also consult library resources such as books, journals, magazines, newspapers, websites, databases, etc. that contain credible and current data on the topic. Here are the suggested steps in asking questions or conducting an interview. Number 1, prepare your questions. So, before conducting an interview or literature review, formulate specific, clear, and focused questions about the topic and the essential or big questions. Use question stems such as what is the definition or meaning of something or about your topic, what are the causes or effects, what are the similarities or differences between those topics, what are the advantages or disadvantages. Also ask them to cite an examples or evidences what are the possible challenges or solutions, what are their opinions or perspectives with regards to your topic, and ask them for any recommendations or suggestions about your topic that you are asking for. So step number 2, conduct an interview. Choose an expert who is willing and available to talk about the topic. Schedule a time and place for the interview and prepare materials for recording. Be respectful and professional during the interview, introducing yourself and the purpose of the interview. Number 3, Review and analyze the interview data. Transcribe the recording and highlight the main objects and quotes that answer your essential or big question. Compare and contrast the expert's answer with other sources and your own ideas. Number 4, choose library resources. Okay, so use your library search engine or online databases to find books, journals, magazines, newspapers, websites, etc. and evaluate their quality and credibility. Look for evidences, citations, and references that support the information. And now let's proceed to step number 5, review and analyze the library resources. So read, summarize, and synthesize the information that answers your essential or big question. Compare and contrast the information from different sources and your own ideas. And let's proceed to step number 6, and the last step, cite your sources. Properly cite your sources, giving credit to the original authors or creators of the information used in your inquiry. That's all. Thank you.
Step 6. Finding out what we have learned. In this step, finally organize the results of your gathered data and write your answer in column 3 of your KW chart. So this is what I have learned. Inquiry, in its simplest definition, is a process of asking questions. This has spurred the innumerable developments that we continue to enjoy in our society today. It continues to usher the study of so many fields that enable various scientists and experts to provide solutions to emerging issues affecting the society in general in the classroom. In particular, the process of inquiry is a basic learning activity that every teacher is expected to facilitate the development of the ability to ask among learners. Is basic in the age of the fourth industrial revolution. According to the future of jobs reporting during the World Economic Forum, the top of 3 of the 10 skills needed in this age are complex problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity, which all start from the process of asking.
To continue the discussion, this is Cristaldo Dalmagnaye from Pola Cluster. Now let's talk about the nature of inquiry-based learning. But let us define first the inquiry-based learning, or IBL. It is an approach essentially involves tasks requiring learners' active participation in finding answers to curricular questions. Questions can run from very specific simple questions to more complex questions in relation to the curriculum. Learners are given opportunities to engage in self-regulated activities as they pursue their investigation. Using this in the language classroom can facilitate the development of communication skills as it involves activities such as writing questions, deliberating on ways of finding answers to curricular questions, and presenting outputs as evidence of inquiry among others. This approach encourages students to work together in accomplishing their tasks.
I am RJ Dalawampu Sena from Pola Cluster. Nature of inquiry-based learning. The process of inquiry starts from posting a question aligned to a content standard in K-12 curriculum for English. Investigation proceeds using various sources of information and presentation of outputs. The students using a productivity tool. Depending on the required output, the assessment tool that will be used should be given to the students before the inquiry commences. So, the sum up inquiry-based learning is an educational approach that emphasizes the process of learning through asking questions, investigating, and acquiring knowledge and understanding. It is a student-centered method in which learning actively engage in constructing knowledge by exploring concepts, solving problems, and conducting investigation.
Cheslom and Godley, 2011. purport that injury-based instruction (IBI) offers an especially appropriate approach to learning about language variation, identity, and power, since IBI can provide students with opportunities to learn about current issues and sociolinguistics through sharing and debating on personal experience with language from multiple perspectives.
Good day, everyone. I'm Annabelle Suayan from Pola Cluster, and that is my video report. My video report is all about the types of inquiry. Based on BU in 2020, presented the 4 types of inquiry that can be used to facilitating classes. There are the 4 types of inquiry. First is structured inquiry. The slid student follow to the lead of the teacher as the entire class engages in one inquiry. The second is controlled inquiry. Controlled inquiry is the teacher chooses topics and identifies the resources and the students will use to answer questions. The third one is guided inquiry. The teacher choose topic or questions and students the students designs the product or solution. The last is pre-inquiry. Pre-inquiry is the students are allowed to choose their own topics and without references to a prescribed outcome. And that's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vingio from Pola Cluster. My report is all about role of a teacher. There are main role of the teacher. First, the primary duty of a teacher is to impart knowledge, and that comes from teaching. Teaching usually entails following a specific curriculum and ensuring that the students understand what is being taught. There are 7 roles of a teacher, which is the teacher's responsibilities. First, planning and preparing lessons, encouraging students' participation, researching and developing new teaching materials, researching and implementing new teaching methods, marking students and recording performance, setting assessment and overseeing examination. Last is providing learners with one-to-one support. That's all, and once again, good afternoon.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jennifer Mercado from Pola Cluster. And now I will discuss the role of a teacher. So what is the role of a teacher? The role of a teacher is multifaceted, encompasses various responsibility. So here are the role of a teacher. First is instructing. So what is instructing? So the primary role of a teacher is to plan and deliver instructional lesson to students. So they various teaching methods and strategies to help students grasp a new concept and develop knowledge and skills relevant to the subject being taught. The second one is facilitating learning. Teacher act as a facilitator of learning, guiding and supporting the students in their educational journey. They create environment and that is conducive to learning. So encouraging student engagement and active participants. The third one is assessing and evaluating. So the teacher assesses students' progress and understanding through various methods such as quizzes, tests, projects, and assignments. So they provide a constructive feedback to help students identify areas and improvement and develop strategies to enhance their learning. So the part one is to establishing a classroom management. So the teacher are responsible for establishing and maintaining an organized and disciplined learning environment. So the teacher, they set a clear expectation and rules, manage students' behavior, and promote a safe and respectful atmosphere for all learners. So the fifth one is to individualizing instruction. So the teacher recognizes that students have diverse needs and learning styles. So and they strive to tailor their instruction to meet these individual needs. So the teacher provide differentiated instruction, so adapting teaching method and materials to accommodate different abilities and challenges. So the sixth one is to teacher building relationship. So the teacher build positive relationship with their students, also creating a supportive and trusting atmosphere. So the teacher fosters a sense of a community in the classroom and to encourage collaboration and teamwork and address the social and emotional needs of their students. The seventh one is the communication from the parent and the community involvement. So the teacher communicate regularly with a parents and guardians. So that's important. So providing updates on students' progress, discussing concerns, and working collaboratively to support students' learning. So, and the teacher, they may also collaborate with others educators, of course, and community stakeholders to enhance educational opportunities. So the eighth one is to professional development. So what is the professional development? So the teacher engage in a continuous professional development to stay updated with current educational practice, research, and resources. So they actively pursue opportunities to improve their teaching skills and expand their knowledge base. So the role of a teacher is to inspire, to motivate, to encourage, to educate and empower students to become lifelong learners, equipped with the knowledge and skills, attitudes necessary for success in the classroom and beyond. So that is the role of a teacher. And that's all. Thank you.
Education, and many others. Here are some key roles that technology plays. Communication. Technology has revolutionized the way we communicate, making it faster, more efficient, and more accessible. From smartphone to social media platforms and video conferencing tools, technology has connected people across the globe, breaking down barriers of distance and time. No. Next is information access. The internet has brought an immense amount of information at our fingertips. Technologies like search engines, online databases, and digital libraries have made accessing and sharing knowledge easier than ever before. Next is automation and efficiency. Technology has automated various tasks and processes, improving efficiency and productivity. From manufacturing logistics to data analysis and customer services, automation has streamlined operations, reduced errors, and accelerated decision making. Next is healthcare advancements. Technology has revolutionized healthcare, enabling better diagnosis, treatment, and patient care. Medical tools, imaging technologies, telehealth, electronic health records, and wearable devices have transformed the field, leading to improved outcomes and increased accessibility to healthcare services. Next is education transformation. Technology has greatly impacted education, offering new avenues for learning and knowledge dissemination. Online learning platforms, educational apps, and interactive digital content have made education more accessible, personalized, and engaging. Additionally, technology has facilitated remote learning and collaboration as demonstrated during the COVID-19 pandemic. The next one is economic growth. Technological innovations drive economic growth and development. Advancements in fields like artificial intelligence, robotics, biotechnology, and renewable energy have created new industries, generated, stimulated economic progress. The next is environmental sustainability. Technology plays a critical role in addressing environmental challenge. Innovation in clean energy production, resource management, waste reduction, and sustainable agriculture help mitigate climate change and promote a greener future. These are just a few examples of how technology affects our lives. Its impact is far-reaching and continues to shape our societies and economics with both positive and negative implications that require careful consideration and ethical decision-making. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Juvia Martinez from 3E12 Pola Cluster, and today I will be discussing about the role of technology.
The Internet, or the World Wide Web, offers lots of platforms for mining information. It has become the most sought-out source of information because of the variety of tools that abound. Language is no longer a barrier in one's search for information.
The role of technology, particularly the Internet and the World Wide Web, or WWW, has revolutionized the way we access and gather information. So it highlights the vast platform that the Internet provides for mining information and how it has become the most sought after source of information. So here's are the following. Number 1, access to information. So the Internet offers a vast amount of information on virtually any topic imaginable. With just a few clicks, users can access a wealth of knowledge from various reliable sources such as academic journals, news articles, research papers, and online libraries. So this accessibility has democratized information, making it available to people around the world regardless of their geographical location or language proficiency. Language translation tools have bridged the language barrier, allowing users to explore information in their preferred language. Number 2, variety of tools. The Internet provides an array of tools and resources that aid in information mining. Search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo enable users to quickly find relevant information by entering keywords or phrases. Online databases and repositories store vast amount of data, making it easier for researchers, students, and professionals to access and analyze information. Social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn have become valuable sources of real time information, opinions, and insight from individuals and organizations worldwide. Enhance research and learning. So, the internet has transformed the research and learning process. Students can now access online educational platforms, digital libraries, and video tutorials to supplement their studies. Online forums and discussion boards facilitate knowledge sharing and collaboration among individuals with similar interests or expertise. Virtual classroom and e-learning platforms provide opportunities for remote learning, enabling individuals to acquire knowledge and skills from the comfort of their homes. Instant communication and collaboration. Technology has made communication and collaboration more convenient and efficient. Email, instant messaging, and video conferencing tools enable individuals to connect with experts, colleagues, and like minded individuals across the globe. Online collaborations such as Google, Docs, and Dropbox allow multiple users to work on the same document simultaneously, enhancing productivity and teamwork. So, for example, imagine a student in a non English speaking country who wants to research a specific topic. So, in the past, language barriers might have limited their access to information. However, with the internet and translation tools, they can now search for information in their native language and easily translate relevant resources into their preferred language. This opens up a world of knowledge and opportunities for learning and growth.
Depending on the unit of study in a language curriculum, there are many free educational websites that are available for language teachers and learners. Due to the vastness of sources of information from the World Wide Web, any language teacher who is using inquiry-based learning has a responsibility to direct learners to websites that provide the proper information.
So, this statement emphasizes the role of technology in language education and highlights the availability of free educational websites for language teachers and learners. So, let's discuss. First, we have the access of free educational website. So, the internet offers a free educational website dedicated to language learning. So these websites provide a wide range of resources, including interactive lessons, grammar explanations, vocabulary exercises, language practice activities, and audiovisual materials. So language teachers can utilize this website to supplement their classroom instruction and provide additional learning opportunities for their children. The learners can access this website to reinforce their language skills, practice pronunciation, expand their vocabulary, and improve their overall language proficiency. Vastness of information sources. The World Wide Web, or WWW, provides an extensive collection of information sources related to language learning. Language teachers using inquiry-based learning or IBL have the responsibility to guide learners towards websites that provide accurate and reliable information. By exploring various websites, learners can gain exposure to authentic language usage, cultural insights, and real-life examples that enhance their understanding and appreciation of the target language. Teachers can curate a list of recommended websites that align with the learning objectives of their curriculum and direct learners to these reliable sources. Interactive learning experiences. Educational websites often incorporate interactive features that engage learners in active participation. So these features include quizzes, games, virtual simulations, and multimedia content. So interactive activities make language learning more enjoyable and effective by providing opportunities for practice, immediate feedback, and personalized learning experiences. Learners can engage in self paced learning, track their progress, and revisit specific topics or language skills that require further practice. Next is self directed learning. So, technology empowers learners to take ownership of their language learning journey. With access to educational websites, learners can independently explore topics of interest, set goals, and monitor their own progress. So, language teachers can encourage learners to utilize these resources for self study, providing them with the autonomy to choose materials that align with their individual learning styles and preferences. Self directed learning through educational websites fosters learner independence, critical thinking skills, and a sense of responsibility for one's own learning. For example, a language teacher who is teaching Spanish as a foreign language. So they can direct their students to free educational websites that offer interactive lessons, grammar explanation, vocabulary exercises, and cultural insights specific to Spanish language and culture. So, by exploring these websites, students can practice their language skills, gain a deeper understanding of Spanish speaking countries, and engage in self directed learning outside the classroom.
The technology tools that are made available for the learners, whether online or offline, should support the object of inquiry, which is aligned to the learning competencies in the K-12 language curriculum.
In these statements, it highlights the importance of technology tools in supporting the objectives of inquiry based learning and aligning with the learning competencies in the K 12 language curriculum. Integration of technology tools. The technology tools, both online and offline, play a crucial role in enhancing language learning experiences and supporting the objectives of inquiry based learning. So, these tools can include language learning apps, interactive software, multimedia resources, online platforms, and offline resources such as language learning software, audio recording, and printed materials. So the integration of technology tools allows learners to engage with language content in various formats, practice language skills, and explore authentic language resources. Next is supporting objectives of inquiry based learning. So, inquiry based learning focuses on active exploration, investigation, and critical thinking. Technology tools can facilitate this process by providing access to a wide range of resources and enabling learners to inquire, analyze, and synthesize information. For example, online platforms or language learning apps can offer interactive exercises, quizzes, and games that promote inquiry and problem solving skills. Offline resources, such as language learning software or printed materials, can provide learners with opportunity to investigate language structures, analyze text, and engage in meaningful discussion. Alignment with learning competencies. So the technology tools used in language learning should align with the learning competencies outlined in the K 12 language curriculum. Learning competencies specify the knowledge, skills, and attitude that learners should acquire at each grade level. Technology tools should support the development of these competencies by providing appropriate content and activities. So, for example, if the curriculum emphasizes oral communication skills, technology tools can include voice recognition software or online platforms that allow learners to practice speaking and receive feedback on their pronunciation and fluency. Next is personalized learning and differentiation. The technology tools offer opportunities for personalized learning and differentiation in language education. Learners can access resources and activities tailored to their individual needs, interest, and proficiency levels. The adaptive language learning apps, for instance, can adjust the difficulty level of exercises based on learners' performance, ensuring a personalized learning experience. Technology tools also provide opportunities for learners to work at their own pace, revisit previous lessons, and receive immediate feedback, fostering self directed learning and supporting learners with diverse learning style and ability. For examples, in K 12 language curriculum, suppose the learning competency focuses on developing reading comprehension skills. So technology tools that align with this competency could include online platforms or apps that provide a variety of reading materials such as an articles, short stories, or authentic text. So these tools can offer interactive features like highlighting vocabulary, providing comprehension questions, and allowing learners to annotate the text. So, by using these technology tools, learners can engage in inquiry based learning, actively explore text, analyze information, and develop their reading comprehension skills.
It should be noted that the use of technology in IBO is just one of the many other sources of information in the process of inquiry. This does not exclude the other resources, human and non-human, in gathering information. However, learners are undeniably familiar and probably more adept at exploring the internet. Guiding them in locating online resources that are relevant to developing their research and communication skills will let them learn the importance of using educational resources in an explicit and implicit way.
So, in these statements emphasizes that while technology is an important source of information in inquiry-based learning or IBL, it should not be the sole resource. So, learners should be guided in locating online resources that are relevant to developing their research and communication skills. So, first, we have the technology as a source of information in inquiry-based learning. The technology provides learners with access to a vast amount of information and resources that can support their inquiry-based learning. So the internet offers a wide range of educational websites, online databases, digital libraries, and multimedia resources that learners can explore to gather information, conduct research, and deepen their understanding of the topic. Learners can use search engines, online forums, and social media platforms to connect with experts, engage in discussion, and access diverse perspectives. Next is the importance of guiding learners in locating online resources. So, while learners are often familiar with exploring the internet, they may not possess the necessary skills to effectively locate and evaluate reliable and relevant online resources. So educators play a crucial role in guiding learners in identifying trustworthy sources, critically evaluating information, and distinguishing between credible and unreliable online content. So, through explicit instruction and modeling, educators can teach learners how to conduct effective online searches, use advanced search techniques, and assess the credibility and accuracy of online information. Next is relevance to research and communication skills. So, guiding learners in locating online resources relevant to developing their research and communication skills help them understand the importance of using educational resources in an explicit and implicit way. So, learners can learn how to use online resources to gather information, analyze data, synthesize findings, and communicate their research effectively. So, by exploring online resources, learners can enhance their information literacy skills, critical thinking abilities, and digital communication skills, which are essential in today's information rich society. And last but not the least, we still have the balancing technology with other resources. So while technology provides valuable resources for inquiry based learning, it is important to balance its use with other sources of information. So learners should be encouraged to explore a variety of resources, including books, articles, interviews, experiments, and primary sources to gain a comprehensive understanding of a topic. So non-technological resources such as libraries, museum, experts, and community resources offer unique learning opportunities and can provide learners with different perspectives and experiences. So for example, in an inquiry-based learning project about climate change, a student can utilize technology tools to gather information from online sources such as scientific websites, climate databases, and research articles. So educators can guide learners in evaluating the credibility of these sources and help them analyze and synthesize the information they find. So additionally, students can also engage with non-technological resources like visiting a local environmental organization, conducting interviews with experts, and conducting experiments to deepen their understanding of climate change. So that's all. Thank you. Again, this is Jovi Martinez from Pola Cluster.